一个人究竟可以无耻到什么程度？
这一代 F 4G 也做得非常的好。
How shameless can a person be? The F17 generation did very well, but when compared to the Xiaomi 17, Xiaomi 17 not only beats the iPhone 17, it completely crushes the enthusiasm of all iPhone 17 models. Why do we call it Xiaomi 17? Because it's so strong. If you're this strong, why does the appearance still have to be the same as others? Why skip 16 and jump to 17?
击败了苹果的所有机型。看看你家的手机。
It has defeated all iPhone models. Take a look at your phone. Where has it beaten anything? What exactly has it defeated? Did it defeat with just words? If Apple doesn't do it, then you do it? Apple doesn't make it, but we can make it well? You can't even make what Apple has made. Stop talking nonsense. Your earliest fans are now in their 30s. They've been hit hard by society and don't want to drink that fake optimism anymore. Give me something practical. How about a deal for 9 yuan and 9 cents to make friends? Can you at least do that? Video.
看完视频大家怎么看？
波哥为什么不用菊花手机？因为苹果好用，什么好用就用什么，这还用想？
Why doesn't Bogue use the chrysanthemum phone? Because Apple is easy to use. Whatever is easy to use it, right? Apple is easier to use than chrysanthemum. Don't argue, okay? But there's one situation where the chrysanthemum phone is better than Apple. Do you know when? That's when you go to Africa, Mexico, or Brazil, or some other places with a bit of chaos. Then you can switch to the chrysanthemum. If someone steals your phone, they'll still give it back to you. I had a fellow countryman working abroad. He was walking down the street, and someone snatched his phone. They drove over 500 meters away, then turned around and came back to give the phone back to him. Why did they do that? Because it was a chrysanthemum phone, and they didn't want it. You know why? Because chrysanthemum can't install Google software packages overseas. Even if they steal it, it's useless to them. Not that I'm looking down on the chrysanthemum brand, but it simply can't run Google apps. In foreign countries, Google Translate, Google Chrome, Google Maps all rely on Google. Without it, it's like a brick. So if they steal it, it's useless. It's safer to use it when traveling abroad in the future.
我告诉你们一个秘密，这是别人家的品牌，这是自己人的品牌。
I'm going to tell you a secret. This is someone else's brand. This is our brand. This is your brand too. You should have shares in it. The main door should be open for you. At the end of the year, you should also get a bonus. Isn't it crazy? Now there's no more small steps, and we're starting to play with national pride. Has it become your family brand now? Your brand? Do you even know it? How come I don't know? Isn't it strange? When buying a phone, shouldn't we just buy whichever one is the best? Why does it suddenly become your family brand? Hey, can you make sure to send me the bonus at the end of the year? Hey everyone, CEO please. Before we dive into all of this, let us know in the comments where you're watching this video from. Connecting with viewers across the world is a huge source of inspiration for us. This video.
1300公里，中间只充了一次电。
牛逼 1,300 kilometers and only charged once impressive. I only slept once in 48 hours over 2 days. We use a 1 yuan coin to measure. Do you think we're obviously thinner? No problem, we're not early. My waist is even thinner than chopsticks. Oh my gosh, ha ha ha.
先看视频。
这是我第一次见到这么多手机啊，感受到他们的热气了已经。
Let's watch the video first. This is the first time I've seen so many phones. I can already feel their heat because 1,800 phones are all running at full speed. In this laboratory, there are 1,800 phones. Both walls are completely covered with them. They are all running automatically. This simulates the usual user habits. Yes, all of them will be automatically tested. Before every new model is launched, it's tested in this laboratory for over 300,000 hours. This ensures the phone is flawless before giving it to customers. 300,000 hours, let me calculate for you. 300,000 hours divided by 24 hours a day, then divided by 365 days. That's 34.24 years, if I'm not mistaken. At that time, Xiaomi didn't even exist, right? I think Lei Jun wants to express that every new model released will be tested in this laboratory for 300,000 hours, not per phone. It's the total for all these phones combined, 300,000 hours. So, this is the art of language. If it's 1,800 phones, then 300,000 hours can be completed in just 7 days. What's the difference between running for 7 days with one phone? Whose phone lasts only 7 days before it breaks? We can't say that carelessly. This is Li Jun's marketing technique. Even Su Shen was convinced and doubted life. Let's just talk in minutes. 300,000 hours is 18 million minutes. This sounds like a much longer time.
首先声明一点，我很爱国，我没有崇洋媚外，但是我没有钱，我穷。这个是
First, let me make one thing clear. I am very patriotic. I do not worship foreign brands. But I don't have money. I'm poor. This is an Apple 12. I bought it secondhand. It's been 3 years, and it still runs smoothly. I only replaced the battery once, and it cost a little more than 100 yuan. Before I used Apple phones, I used Oppo, Vivo, Xiaomi, and Huawei. I've tried all of them, but none of them lasted more than 2 years. I don't know why. There's always something wrong with them. It's either this problem or that problem. I had to replace my phone after a year or so. To be honest, I bought this secondhand Apple 12 inches 2022. At that time, I spent a little over 2,000 yuan on it. Now, it's been more than 3 years, and it still runs very smoothly.
这个对标苹果，那个超越苹果的，就你们这些垃圾厂商，除了坑骗老百姓还能干什么？你们能不能有种一点？我的设备就超越苹果了。
This is comparing with Apple, that is surpassing Apple. You trash manufacturers. What else can you do besides deceiving ordinary people? Can you at least be a little bolder? My device has surpassed Apple. Do you dare to say it with confidence? You're always sitting on the sidelines, comparing with Apple 11, leading, but always sitting on the sidelines, right? Can you stand tall for once? Announce loudly at the launch event, my product has surpassed Apple. Dare you to say that? Did you surpass Apple in price? Hey, you sold a crappy phone for over a few thousand, even more than 10,000. Is that surpassing Apple in price? What else can you do besides deceiving ordinary people? I'm a veteran Android user. When I was young, I was very naive. I supported domestic products because I was patriotic. I've bought various Android brands. After so many years, I really couldn't stand it anymore. I didn't want to be deceived, so I switched to Apple. To be honest, when it comes to retaining value, which phone brand can compare with Apple? If you spend 10,000 yuan on an Apple, you can still sell it for a few thousand after 2 years. Try switching to another brand. Isn't that the truth, brothers? So don't listen to those disgusting people on stage deceiving you. Let me say one more thing. 90% of Apple's parts are made in China. Isn't it a domestic brand? In my eyes, Apple is a domestic brand. It's just a foreign brand. 90%, all made in China. Now compare with other phone manufacturers. Dare they say their cameras and chips are not foreign? Dare they say they are 100% domestic? There is one chip with terrible technology, a very backward chip, and they still sell it to you for over a few thousand. They brainwash you every day, saying that if you don't buy my phone, you're not patriotic. What else can you do besides deceiving ordinary people? Dear brothers and sisters, don't listen to those disgusting factory bosses misleading you. If you owe yourself money, just buy whatever you want. If they love you, why don't they give you a discount? Their technology is way worse than Apple's, so aren't they just ripping you off when they sell it to you for thousands? Let's talk about some manufacturers, for example, their front cameras. One is labeled as tens of millions, and the other is labeled as tens of millions. But Apple 17 used to have a front camera of only 12 megapixels. So why do good hosts, good businessmen, and good entrepreneurs use Apple phones? Because they speak the truth. On the surface, their front cameras are labeled as tens of millions, but they can't even reach the 12 megapixels of Apple. That's why many good hosts, businessmen, and entrepreneurs use Apple phones. Lastly, let me say one more thing. Money is yours. Buy whatever brand you want. Don't be morally bound by some disgusting manufacturers.
如果一个公司、一个企业总是模仿别人的外观、别人的设计，甚至连名字都模仿。
If a company, a business always imitates others' appearance, others' designs, even their names, releases products to sell to consumers, and then labels it as paying homage, while using nationalism to attack foreign brands, such products, such brands, everyone should avoid supporting. Why? For the following 3 reasons. First, it kills many of our original brands. You should know that a big company with a market value of trillions has the money, but it doesn't do original work. It just imitates, quickly iterates. Its products can be sold cheaper and take up more of the market. Then other original brands can't rise and are killed in the cradle. Second, it discriminates against us consumers. Why do I say that? Let me give you an example. Many of us can't afford a Porsche, and that's normal. We can't afford a Porsche, but we can buy another car. Any car can be driven, including our own domestic cars. There's no problem at all. But then, these imitation companies came along, imitating the appearance of Porsche, commonly called the Porsche. They sell them to so-called losers. Everyone can see that this is another loser who can't afford a Porsche, so they buy this imitation Porsche to show off. Isn't this discrimination against your consumers? Third, it damages our image as Chinese people in the world. Think about it. In China, not only do you imitate, but you also apply for patents. Although domestic laws may not be able to do anything to you, but when you go abroad and they say, this is China's, they were the ones who imitated Porsche. They copied Porsche's appearance and even applied for patents. People roll their eyes at you. This damages the image of all Chinese people. They say we have no legal awareness. We don't respect originality. It's precisely these companies, under the banner of national brands, that discriminate against ordinary people, discriminate against consumers, don't engage in original work, use the national image to rip off consumers. If you're still watching, comment 1 so I know you're still with me.
我说雷总啊，咱能不能轻点吹牛逼？今天呢，我们就来盘点一下小米这家公司做过的 low 逼营销。
Lei Jun, can we tone down the bragging a bit? Today, let's take a look at the low-key marketing tactics used by Xiaomi. A power bank labeled with 20,000. Did you think this was 20,000 milliamp hour? But the model is 20,000, while the actual specs, using a small word difficult to distinguish with the naked eye, tell you it's only 12,000 mAh. Xiaomi's SU7, which claimed 1.68 billion driving combinations, was actually only 10 parameters of permutations. Lei Jun claimed the car underwent 300,000 hours of testing, but it was revealed that the data came from phone tests. With super strong steel as a marketing gimmick, but in small print it said super strong steel was just the project name. We thought, during Xiaomi's launch event, when they said their laptop was thinner than a coin, we thought it was just a joke from Lei Jun. But it turns out it wasn't a joke. He may have truly assumed Xiaomi users' IQ was that low. This is Xiaomi, a company that makes marketing so cheesy, calling itself one that treats customers like family, but it's just deceiving its own fan base. I used to say Xiaomi was a company without class, but now that statement seems too mild. You thought SU7 copied Porsche, and after Lei Jun watched the split screen, he'd have a wake-up call to create a truly innovative product with its own style. But Xiaomi actually jumped on that bandwagon, then started copying Ferrari. Now, they don't even try to hide it. When Apple announces, Xiaomi directly skips over version 16 and releases Xiaomi 17. The design, I can't say it's similar, it's identical. I've never seen any company that's so bold, copying all the cutting-edge products from its peers, and then shamelessly saying it's a company with ideals and passion. In reality, if we break down Xiaomi's marketing and product logic, we can see that they target those young users who don't want to spend money but want to show off. Counterfeiting is to let you fulfill your desire to show off at low cost. Stacking specs mindlessly is to let you hold your own when debating with Apple and Porsche users. You see, our Antutu score is higher than Apple's. Our SU7 acceleration is better than Porsche's. What qualification do you have to say we're copying? To say we're counterfeiting? I boldly predict that Xiaomi will likely release an electronic watch soon, claiming its timekeeping is more accurate than Rolex's. Recently, Xiaomi was heavily criticized for a poster. In this poster, Xiaomi claimed itself to be the king of backlighting, but the small print says the king of backlighting is just their goal. So, would it be okay for China's football team to introduce themselves as World Cup champions, then add a line of small print saying, World Cup champions are just our goal? Seriously, how low can they go? It's like treating consumers' brains like pigs in a hot pot. Essentially, Xiaomi's marketing strategy is traffic logic, and chasing traffic blindly will inevitably lead to the reversal of traffic.
主旨很简单，就是小米17 Pro 相比于上代标准版只升级了倍屏。
Zhang Yide, look at this. He has something interesting here. Do you see the small print? Look at their ad. You must read the small print. Know what I mean? We need to be cautious about them trying to deceive us from a young age, right? Hello everyone, I'm Bozen. After thinking it over, I decided to make a supplementary explanation about Xiaomi's spare parts. Recently, I've watched no less than 6 or 7 clips about me. Some extreme fans even made me their screensaver. It's truly an honor. So I've decided to use it as the cover of this video. Let's take this extreme Xiaomi fan as an example. He got really mad watching my video recently and made a clip of me. I left a friendly comment, thinking it would end there. Today, out of curiosity, I took a look at his comment, and his pinned comment now says, "I've roughly written my rebuttal draft, and I'll release it tonight. I'm busy writing now, and my health is not very good, so I couldn't reply to everyone's comments in time. Sorry, please forgive me." A hug emoji? Okay, buddy. Honestly, if you're weak, you should rest. Well, there are some extreme fans saying, "I'm deliberately writing black articles for traffic. Of course, I want traffic when I post videos, but I would never do it on purpose, and I would never write a script to slander. If I were being deliberate, would I post this video at 5:17 a.m.? It was already dawn. I purposely avoided it, but I didn't expect this group of people to stay up all night. A digital blogger told me that after I posted my video at dawn, 7 minutes later, it filled with 7,000 comments. I couldn't even bear to look at it. So the next day, I immediately posted again and clarified the video. Although I may have been a bit harsh, but the point is simple. Xiaomi's SU7 Pro, compared to the previous standard edition, only upgraded the screen refresh rate. Don't say it's upgraded. The chip and battery are just routine upgrades. Everyone does that. The screen upgrade doesn't change the imaging, and the specs were downgraded. You still have to add 500 yuan to buy it, which I think is not worth it. How can I, as a first-time consumer, be okay with this? I've always stood by the consumer's side when making videos. This kind of video reminds me of November 2023 when I released a video recommending not to buy the Vivo X1 series phones and pointed out 3 defects in the phone, such as the screen being overly saturated and the screen shape still using dual curve with short focus fingerprint. At that time, the comments flooded in. Many paid commenters told me, "I like the bright screen. You're too subjective." But you know what's interesting? In 2024, when Vivo released the Vivo X200 Pro, Vivo addressed all the 3 issues I pointed out, and they fixed them thoroughly. But who remembers? Only 1 or 2 of my fans said, "Yeah, you were right. Time will tell." So even though the X200 Pro had the glare issue, I still supported it, and I even posted a video praising it because I thought it was the most sincere Pro compared to any Pro at that time. Now, I want to ask again, Xiaomi's flagship 18 Pro next year, if, and I mean if, it doesn't change its name and removes the back screen design, what would you think about that? At the same time, I also want to tell those extreme fans, we are all consumers. I bought the same product as you, I said it's not good, and then you come to attack me, defending Xiaomi. But Xiaomi won't give you a single penny. You should pay the price you agreed on, not 1 cent less. I can help consumers realize that review ratings can be replaced with honest reviews, and there's no need for so many fake demands. I saw a comment from an audience member saying, "Review ratings can be used to see notifications while the phone is off during a meeting." I suggest you think carefully about that. Don't you find it strange? I didn't reply to him, but I really wanted to ask him, have you ever been to a business meeting? If you've attended a meeting, you should know that when you enter a conference room and place your phone on the table, you're sending a message to yourself and others that, I need to pay attention to this meeting, I need to record it, I can't be distracted by notifications on my phone. So what's the most likely information you'll receive during a meeting? Do you know? It's your ding-ding, your WeChat, your colleague telling you someone's looking for you, your boss giving you new tasks. Sometimes I can't understand this line of thinking. Is it my logic that's wrong? You've turned the phone off and placed it on the table, but you still want to get information from your phone. Then why put it on the table? It's like if you get a call while the phone is off, you still have to turn it over to answer. If you want to take the call, why did you turn your phone over in the first place? Then someone would say, "Oh, I just like it that way." Well, let's leave it there. Never create demands for yourself. That's my point. Xiaomi has been saying go high in recent years, but it seems like they only put go high in their words. The way they're going high is by adding a useless feature. It's not suitable for business elites. In business environments, it's mostly more serious and minimalist. For example, can you imagine a business elite in a suit talking projects with a client while holding a Xiaomi phone with a back screen showing some pets moving around? The whole point of going high is for Xiaomi fans to elevate their inner standards, breaking free from their identity tied to Xiaomi's cost-performance ratio, but not truly high-end. They bring out a product with a back screen, but sacrificed performance, sacrificed the camera, sacrificed heat dissipation, and added more power consumption. Then, I have to pay an additional 500 yuan? I'm not willing to do this. This is my real thought. Of course, before swapping the screen, you might think it's worth it. But after I've been hurt by it, I've become more cautious. In this case, I would prefer to choose another phone and connect it to Xiaomi's system later. In the current social landscape of China, we cannot ignore the deep issues affecting the lives of its people, particularly in recent years. One of the most prominent issues is the unemployed college graduates phenomenon, with over 10 million graduates every year struggling to find stable employment. At the same time, the number of single people is rising, with over 38 million women in China still unmarried, a worrying statistic. Added to this, China's economy is greatly impacted by both international and domestic factors, leaving many citizens unable to maintain a stable standard of living. China's social trends is facing difficult economic and social challenges. So, can we hope for a brighter future for this country? What do you think? Can China's social trends overcome these issues and improve the quality of life for its citizens? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications to not miss any upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.